You know, kindness can be the simplest of things. A smile. You have no idea how that might impact on somebody else. I tell a story quite often about the impact that a smile can have, and the kindness of offering something as simple as a smile, because I think it's really important to understand how the smallest acts of kindness can have a significant impact. So I'll tell this story of a friend of mine. I worked for many years in suicide prevention, but this particular person that was thinking about suicide wasn't somebody that I worked with, but somebody that a friend of mine knew. But I've had the pleasure of speaking with her. And she told me a story how some years ago she had made the decision that she was going to die by suicide. And what she had decided to do, she'd been thinking about this for many months leading up to this act. And she'd made the decision on the day, and she'd made the decision as to how she was actually going to take her own life. But what she had also made the decision to do was that before doing this action, she was going to take one final walk along the beach up on the Sunshine Coast here in Australia. So she did that. She drove her car to the beach and she went for one final walk. But what she said to me was that in the months leading up to her decision to take her own life, she had always looked down. And she said, but you know, today for this final walk on the beach, what I decided to do was that everybody that walked past me, I was just going to look them in the eye. I was going to try and make eye contact with each one of them. So she said, I did that. I made this decision and I started this walk, and instead of looking down, I was looking up. And she said many people walked past her and some people ignored her, and, you know, some people did look her in the eye but looked on. And she said then this one man came towards her and smiled. She didn't know that, and every time I tell this story, I get emotional. I can't believe it every time. I try not to, but I can't. But she tells this story that this stranger, all he did was smile at her. And in that very moment, she said to herself, not today. I'm not going to do it today. And she went back to her car. And what she was going to do was she was going to die by carbon monoxide poisoning. So she had the paraphernalia that she needed. She took all of that paraphernalia out of the car, put it in the bin, and she drove home. Now she is married, she has children, and she will say to you that it was the smile of a stranger that turned and changed her mind.